Hi, YouTube friends. I am back, and I really hope you can hear me. I feel like I'm having issues with my sound. So, um, in the last video that I posted 2 days ago, I recorded a video, realized I didn't have my mic on, so I deleted that one and recorded another one with my mic on. But then one of you said that the sound wasn't good. So I haven't heard anything again. But I hope you can hear me now. So be honest with me if you can, and let me know so I can get this right. I don't want you guys not watching because you can't hear me. And I have a couple of other mics. Just this one's so much easier. Just this little clip-on one, and the other part of it attaches to my phone. And it's just a lot easier for me this way. But I'll get more fancy if I need to, because there's no point making these videos if nobody's going to watch them. So hello, everybody. Welcome. If you haven't been here before, my name's Holly. And the focus of this channel has turned into books, but I'm going to try to branch out a little bit today. And I'm not going to rush myself. I've been trying to keep these to 10 minutes, but I almost always seem to end up at 11. So watch today, because I'm going to let myself go for as long as I go. Watch, I'll end up at like 9.5 minutes. But anyway, I have to say that today, as I make this recording, oh, my little candle is not in frame. As I make this recording today, my heart's a bit heavy. No, my heart's not a bit. My heart is heavy. I'm really so sad and heartbroken over what's happening in Los Angeles right now. I am a native Californian, although I was born and raised in Northern California, just east of San Francisco. You know, it's all my state, and they're all still my fellow human beings. And I did go to school at UC Santa Barbara, so I spent a fair amount of time in LA in those years, and it's just really heartbreaking. No matter where the person is, no matter where the families are, whether they're in your town or on the same globe, it's really devastating to watch what's happening and to feel how desperate, how sad, and how destabilized everybody is. So. A moment to just kind of send my heart out on a bigger platform here to anybody who's affected by it, including those of us who are watching and feeling so incredibly heartbroken. So hopefully those fires get under control. Thank you so much to the firefighters of Mexico and Canada and other states like Oregon and Nevada that are stepping up and coming to help us. Thank you so much. So all my best wishes for everybody there. And I was going to mention, before the new year, I talked about like setting goals and maybe having this be the place where we talk about what our goals were for the year, whatever. That didn't really happen. But I will say that the Saturday before Christmas, I gave up added sugar. So I'm still eating like bread and whatever. Like if I happen to eat spaghetti sauce that has sugar in it, I'm still eating sugar in that way. But I do have a bit of a problem with sugar, and I love candy. And so I cut all that kind of sugar out. So I'm not a big juice drinker anymore, although I used to be. So, but no juice, definitely no soda, which I kind of had weaned myself off of already. But I was definitely having a candy problem. And I like sour candy and chewy candy, and I was indulging way too much. And not only is that not healthy for you, but as a yoga teacher who watches herself on screen all the time, because I teach online and then I send the recordings of those classes out, and to watch my waist start to bloom because of all that sugar is not the most fun thing. Like I've settled into my age. I know I'm not, young, hot thing. Not that I ever was, but I'm okay with being 1 month from 55, which I actually am exactly today, 1 month from being 55. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. My hair's not super gray at this point, but I do have some strands of it, and I've stopped pulling them, and like I'm settling in. It is what it is, and I feel grateful to be alive and healthy and to live with all the comfort that I live with. So I'm not overly freaked out about my age, but I'm not like looking to like super chub up, and I do still have a bit of vanity. So the thing I notice, I've gone off sugar many times. The thing I notice every time is how it curbs my appetite. Like my appetite is out of control when I'm eating sugar, as are weird cravings, not just for sugar, but I don't know. I know that there are reasons for all of this, what it does to your body system. I've learned about all of them. I didn't retain any of it. I don't remember what it does or why it does it. But anyway, all that to say, I'm really glad to have given it up. And I think this time I'm going to try to stay away from it, like in general. I gave myself, so I started the Saturday before Christmas, which was probably like what, the 22nd or something like that. And I made it my goal to stay off of sugar until my birthday, because I figure on my birthday, whatever, I'm sure there'll be some sort of cake or something. Actually, I think I am going to make myself an angel food cake, because that's my favorite kind of cake. And I don't want to make it. So there'll be sugar indulgence then. And I did have a little bit of sugar the Saturday after Christmas because we were invited to a holiday gathering, and I wasn't going to eat. I wasn't going to not eat what the hostess had handmade, like all these special cookies she's originally from Lebanon, and she'd made a lot of treats from home, and I wasn't going to not eat those. Anyway, all that to say, I am really happy that I am off sugar right now, and I'm reminded about how much better I feel and just what it does for me overall. It also occurred to me as I was reflecting all of this that a lot of the sort of intentions that I created for the new year have to do with developing discipline. And I am not a particularly disciplined person. So I'm hoping by focusing on the things that I love and want to do and being a little bit more aware, that I can start developing a little bit more awareness around sticking with the things that I set out to do. I am famous for like setting out and doing something and getting sidetracked, and I think it's just because my interests are constantly evolving. So I'm trying to look at it in that more, get curious about it, which is what I always encourage my yoga folks to do. I'm a yoga teacher, if I haven't said that in this video. So if people are feeling judgmental about their bodies and what they can or can't do, I say get curious about that. Like, is it an emotional response? Is it because you hurt that part of your body at one point? Is it because the position makes you feel really awkward and uncomfortable and you don't do well in that place? So I'm trying to get curious about my, moving in a weave from interest to interest. And it's hard. It's one of the reasons it's hard for me to stay with books, because like last night I was reading The White Album, which is my current evening read, and I'm more than halfway through now, and I was getting kind of bored with it. And all of a sudden I was thinking about all the other books that I have and starting to feel like I'm just going to put this down and I'm not going to finish it because I'm not really into it. And then I was like, Holly, really? Like, I just did that with Mary Shelley's Last Man. I gave up on it because I wasn't into it. And this isn't a difficult read. It's just me being weird. So I'm sticking with it. And actually, I'm glad I did, because I ended up getting to a part that is more personal, which was kind of the problem that I was having with what I was reading. It was just sort of, I don't know, her reporting on things. It wasn't like how she felt about things necessarily. And I was really looking forward to like personal stories in this book, and they weren't really that personal. So I think we're moving in that direction now, and I'm looking forward to finishing this. Hopefully, I mean, realistically, it'd probably take me at least another week, but we'll see. And then when I got a little, I kind of pushed myself to stay with this. And then as a reward, I let myself start this book, which is a book I've talked about in previous videos, which is Will Prescribe You a Cat by Sue Ishida. I might not be pronouncing that totally right, but so I'm just a few pages in, so I don't have much to say about it yet, but it seems like it's going to be interesting. Kind of gave me a couple of giggles. And then I thought I'd mention, in my last video, I talked about wanting to find more books that I already have that I want to finally promise myself to read. So these two books are in that category, although I will say they're kind of also in the category of did not finish, because I think it's this one that I already started, and I didn't get all that far, and then I stopped for whatever reason. So I don't know. I got to go through these two and figure out which one of them I want to read. But I got them for a very specific reason. They sound interesting, but also I really like to, in my yoga classes, I like to refer to us as a forest of trees. And I think by reading the way the forests talk to each other, the trees talk to each other, I think that'll give me some interesting vocabulary to share with my group. So I think I started this one already. So I think maybe this is the one I'll choose, and I'll just make that commitment now. So Rooted by Leonda Lynn Haupt is the next book on the list of books that I promise myself and you guys that I'm going to read and finish in 2025. The first book on the list, the only other book on the list right now, is Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. So that's the scoop. And I decided to do this video in a different place in my house. I keep doing them at my desk with the same background, so I thought maybe I'd make it a little bit more interesting this time. I'm also trying to figure out how you do a focused thumbnail. Like I want to take a picture and then use that as the thumbnail. And I did that for the last one, but I couldn't quite figure it out. Anyway, I went to the YouTube studio and whatever. For whatever reason, I didn't figure it out. Maybe one of these days. All right, my friends, I'm going to let this one wrap up for today. And look at that. I'm at 11 minutes and 15 seconds. It's like clockwork. I'll see you for the next one. If you haven't already, I hope you'll subscribe. I promise I'm going to find ways to make these videos more and more interesting, and I hope to make connections with you all. So leave me comments and let me know what you're thinking. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.